The deadliest assassin, an ice-cold killer. Today, we have the Frost Skull. His ethereal ice swords can cut straight through opponents, and his presence alone is enough to chill you to your core. Today, we are using the Frost Skull in the Dark Mirror, so sit back, relax, and enjoy. Okay, so here we are in Act 1, just before the Yggdrasil fight, and we are going to be using the man himself, Frost Skull.
Oh, let's go! That's class!
Now, Frost Skull is a balanced magic skull, and you really want to pair him up with Bomber, which we have done. We have him with Kaboom, which is his best ability, because Frost Skull's swapping is probably one of the best in the games, as you are invincible. So we're going to be trying to use an absolute zero run with Frost Skull here.
Nice.
And the items we are rocking, we've got the basic staff, the Carlian insignia, the Ice Shooter Bitter Cold, the Master Fighter, and the Mana Eater. Now, we're up to 81 bone fragments, so we will be able to get this guy up to unique after Yggdrasil. And the main item that we are going to try and find is if we can get the Idol of the Forgotten, which is the best omen item in the game and works very well with swap builds. We also want to try and find Inner Flame, and if we can also get a little bit of Absolute Zero, we can get the Absolute Zero legendary, that'll be good. Or if we can get just a little bit of wisdom and build him out that way. And Yggdrasil is out of his first phase. We are doing just a ton of damage. We'll be able to hit him with a freeze, swap out into Bomber, hit him with a Kaboom, and then go and do some freezing again. And that is where you want the Inner Flame, because you get that big bonus magic attack on swap. So we're going to be dodging through here, hitting with the freeze again, and there we go, Yiggy is down. And let's open the chest here, see what we can get. And nothing really too good, so we are just going to be taking the Unknown Seed for now. Let's move on to the curses. Okay, so we are going to be picking up Soul Strike and upgrading it once. Let's move on to Act 2. But before that, we can get Frost Skull up here to unique. And here we go, we got him on unique, and we did get the Glacial Blade. Now, we're still 50 bone fragments off getting this guy up to legendary, which isn't really too bad. Should be able to get it quite fast if we find just a few legendaries or a unique. And we'll keep swapping in here. The Ice Blade doing a ton of damage. Now, we do, like I said, really want to build out and use some Mutant and stuff, because this guy does need to be swapping out to bring out his full potential. And Bomber is the best person to pair him up with. So let's take the money room. Let's move on. We are going to be prioritizing bone fragments at the start, of course. That's the way I always like to build my runs, just because I like getting these guys up to legendary before I start worrying about any of the items that we're going to need. And let's make our way up here. We will destroy the totem first. Let's make the shield guy turn around, hit him with a swap, then we can go use Kaboom and kill him. Let's see who we get. Warrior can just get destroyed. We are onto the shop, and we're going to come up top. Let's re-roll for a better item. And it's really unfortunate because we are doing a magic run, but we do find Hope Slasher, so we will be picking it up. Let's also pick up the Blue Flask, and we are going to be picking up the Ritual Staff here. It is a good amount of magic attack, and it does give us the skill cooldowns on Frost Skull here. We should just be able to take out the big guy with a swap. Oh my god. Now, I normally don't go and build my run around 2 skulls, but we are going to be upgrading Bomber to at least unique, just to reduce his Kaboom cooldown time. But if we can find the Bone of Mana, will help a lot with the wisdom and the damage we're going to be doing, because Frost Skull here is a balanced skull, so it works the same with the bonus courage. And let's open the ominous chest, and we do get Naya's Heart, which is another absolute zero item, so we will be taking it. Let's move on to the next skull room, trying to just get to the adventurers as quick as possible whilst we're here. We'll Kaboom at the top. We're really just trying to look to get some Mutant, which is the inscription for swapping out, and it is the build you're going to be wanting to go for. And it does look like we are onto the adventurer fight. And what legendary are we going to get here? Yaksha, we did a video on him last Monday, and it worked out extremely well. Destroying him is going to be able to make me upgrade this guy to legendary, so we're going to be freezing all of these. We'll hit him with the Kaboom Bomber, and this is where the freeze really comes in handy, because we are doing a ton of damage here. The priestess already nearly dead, and there we go, the priest is down. We've just got the ninja left. Luckily, the Kaboom Bomber paired with Frost Skull is just going to take him out, and we do get the Hunter's Boots, which we are just going to destroy. Let's also come over here. We're going to destroy Water Skull, and we can make our way over to Arachne, and let's upgrade Big Frost Skull to a legendary. And here we are, we have the legendary Frost Skull, and he has a new ability. So if an enemy is frozen, oh, and we do get a treasure room. So if an enemy is frozen, you can hit down an attack and you will perform a new attack dealing magic damage. And there we go, we find the key. Only took us 4 chests, in fact. And if you could, please just give us, I don't know, something like the ring or a Nether Mana Suppressor. What are you going to give us, chest? I mean, Infinite Bone is not a bad pickup, so we will take it. We're gonna, unfortunately, be leaving Hope Slasher behind. We can see who we get. Ryder, you can just get destroyed. And we are gonna be getting Bomber up to Unique just after the Sisters, which is all good. We'll swap into Bomber here, get the big kaboom damage off. And you can really see this is where Skull really dominates with his swap-ins. He just does an absolute ton of damage. But if we can get that nice bit of Mutant, that will also help. Let's check the money. We are also onto the shop, and we are going to be picking up the Ceremonial Dagger. We'll get rid of it for the Mana Eater. We'll also take the 10 Bone Fragments, and we are also going to be picking up the Frost Witch's Staff. So let's take that for the Unknown Seed, and we can move on, take the next Skull Room here. I'm going to keep prioritizing these because I do want to get our HP and our skill cooldowns as low as possible. Let's hit all these guys with the freeze. Going to be doing a ton of damage. Infinite Bone letting us use our abilities whenever we want. We'll hit a big swap in with Bomber here, and yeah, this is where we are just going really ham on everybody. And I do want to try and get the Glacial Freeze ability, so we can do it here, and you do magic damage. It's not really that worth it. You could probably use it on a boss, but other than that, it's not really too good. And let's see who we get. Shield can get destroyed. We'll move on, trying to make our way to the Sisters quick as possible. We'll swap out to Bomber to kill you. Frost Skull is doing absolutely insane damage at the moment, which I am certainly not going to complain about. Let's see who we get. Hunter can get destroyed. We'll move on, and we are onto the Sisters fight, so let's go.
This is big brain time.
Okay, here we are on the Sisters. Shouldn't be causing us too much of any problems, so we're just gonna be waiting for them to spawn in. We can hit them all with the freeze, do a decent amount of damage on them here, and we're just waiting for one of these Sisters to actually sit in here so we can do some big damage. Hit with the Glacial Cut. One Sister's out, so we can hit her with the kaboom, and we've already killed her. What is happening right now? We are doing so much. Let's just wait for it to swap in. We can hit it with the freeze. We'll hit it with a Glacial Cut and go for another freeze again. We've got Infinite Bone, and yeah, here we go. This is where all the damage is coming from, and she's already nearly dead here. There we go. That Sisters fight, what, lasted all of 5 seconds? Froskull he used to be a lot better, but right now he has shown me he is still in the game. So let's take the chest here, see what we can get. Nothing too good, but we will take the Phantom Magic, which is a somewhat decent quintessence for now. And let's see what we'll be picking up at the curses. So all we're going to be doing is picking up Kingslayer, and we will move on to Act 3. But before that, we can come here and upgrade our health totems at Arachne. Want to get the health one and then try and get the skill cooldowns maxed out. So we will be taking the Skull Room here. And what do we get? We do get Susanoo. Okay, let's speak to the mysterious boy here. Let's go get this quintessence. And there we go, everything is destroyed. We can come up top. Thank you for Susanoo. Probably my favourite quintessence, and it is one of the best in the game. So we will be taking it for now. We can see who we get. Minotaur can just get destroyed. Really racking up the bone fragments now. The Alchemist up top literally doesn't even stand a chance. And is that little Gust I see? I mean, we will speak to you, see what item we can get out of it. Okay, and Thieves Black Steel Dagger is very good, so we will be picking it up. We will be taking it for the Ice Shoes of Bitter Cold. Now, I said I want to do an absolute zero run, but it's not really gonna be the run for today. If we can get some crits with the invisible knife, let's just keep the damage going. We can hit a kaboom to kill him, and let's enter the shop. We'll buy the bone fragments, and we can move on. Let's take the next Skull Room here, and for items, we are doing pretty fine. We'll use Susanoo to kill all the guys up top, but we are doing perfectly fine for bone fragments. We do want to try and save up to get Bomber upgraded to Unique, which we might be able to do after this room, because his kaboom then does become a lot quicker with its recharge. Let's see who we get. Predator can get destroyed, so let's move on here. We'll keep using Froskull because he's just doing so much for us, killing literally everybody, especially with the Glacial Cuts. If you're doing it against bosses, I would highly recommend it. It does quite a lot of damage to a single opponent. And let's make our way up top. We can see we get Warrior can just get destroyed. We're onto the Adventurer fight already. Really running through it in this game. This build might just be a lot better than I think it is. We'll use this swap in. Infinite Bone giving us the hit still. Swap into Bomber to the big damage. And let's activate Susanoo here. Everybody's just freezing to death. That's 2 of them already killed, and there's the 3rd one down. Now, if we can get the legendary from the Archer, that would have been quite nice if we could have got that. But other than that, we got literally nothing. What we'll be doing, we are going to be destroying the Genie. Let's move on here. We will go and upgrade Bomber to Unique just to get that little bit of a better kaboom synergy. There we go. It's now down to 15 seconds, and we'll keep going and putting the rest of the skull fragments into our HP. We want to try and get, like I said, that maxed out. And if we can, I will try and get Bomber upgraded to legendary, but I can't really guarantee everything. Let's swap into him here just to get that big damage off. Luckily, we'll be able to be doing a lot of swaps more frequently now. We can kill the big Cyclops down here, and we are going to get a legendary. What are we getting? Gambler, thank you for your sacrifice, but it's not your time. We'll come in here, freeze all of you guys, and everybody's just dying so quickly. Like, this run might just be so much better than I think it is. Let's kill the alchemist. Only got 2 more guys up here left, and I just wanted to say I am really appreciating all the support we are getting on these Skul videos recently, so thank you for all the new or old subscribers, and with all the support you give me, you just want me to make more content for you guys, and I'm trying to make it as best as I can. And whilst we're here, we will move on to the shop, and we do find the pot of greed, so we will be taking this. We'll get rid of it for the insignia. And what is that? It is the cursed live embers. Wrong run, so we will just destroy the both of them. Okay, so what we're doing, we're going to be taking the max HP, and we will move on to the next item room. We're looking really well bone fragment wise, so we are just going to go for some items here, trying to get the better magic items, because we are doing a very good amount of damage, but I want to get some better crit synergy with thieves. So like I said, I'm wanting to find that invisible knife, but infinite bone is giving us so much use. It is quite literally one of the best items we've picked up, especially because our skills are just doing so much damage, and we've only got a final few enemies here, so let's just use a kaboom on the bomber, and everybody should just be dead in here. Let's open the ominous chest, and there we go. We finally do get it, the inner flame, so we will be taking this for the Nias heart. Let's move on, take the next item room. Really just trying to get our wisdom up to 3 if we can, and then we can lock it in for the final and 4th one at the shop. We'll hit him with a kaboom, and that actually does kill him. Let's freeze the final guy, hit him with a glacial cut, and he is dead. Final few enemies up top, and we are onto the Chimera fight. So let's open the final chest, and we do get a little bit of wisdom with the after image, so we will take it for the Frost Witch's staff. We can lock it in and get that maxed out in the next shop, but right now we've got a Chimera to kill. Okay, here we are at Chimera. Shouldn't be causing us a problem at all. We're going to be starting off by using Susano here. Let's go in, get the freezes off. We'll hit him with a glacial cut, swap him with Bomber, and look at that, a lot of his health bar is already being destroyed. Let's just keep the freezes up and swap into Bomber when we can to get that kaboom damage off. And we're just going to sit here with the basics because we can't actually kill her. And there we go, Bomber is going to finish this, and that is a dead Chimera. Now what we're going to get from the chest, give us maybe a better wisdom item. We are just going to be destroying the Forbidden Sword for now. Let's move on to the curses. So we're not actually going to be spending anything. We are just going to try and save up to get Soul Strike maxed out. But whilst we're here, we will use the bone fragments on the totems. The health is almost maxed out, so we're going to be relying on our skill cooldowns next. But let's make our way into Act 4. Let's take the item room here. If we do find Skull rooms now, we might go back to prioritizing them. We're going to use Susano here just to kill all the ads, and we'll be able to take care of the final few ones. We'll just use Kabomber to kill him. Let's make our way down. We got a few statues, but luckily we should just be able to one-tap them, and 1 ninja left. Let's open the chest, and Gunpowder Sword would have been great, but we're not doing a physical run here, so we are just going to let them get destroyed. We can move on to the next money room. Let's activate this, freeze into all of you guys, kill the candle thrower at the back, and we will go and use the Kaboom Bomber on the big guy there, and only a few candle throwers left. We should just be able to take all of these guys out pretty much instantly. Hit him with another kaboom, and it looks like we are onto the shop, and that is the lunar ring I see, so we will be picking that up for Master Fighter. Let's also take the 10 max life, and nothing too good in here, so we will just go ahead and lock our wisdom into 4. Let's get that maxed out. Let's head into the next skull room. So with wisdom being maxed out, we should be doing a decent amount of damage now, even though we already were before, but getting that extra amplification is never a bad thing. Let's just pop Susano here to kill the pike guy, and everyone else. We can come up top, see who we get. Hunter, we can just destroy you. Let's move on, take the next skull room here. Only got the few guys remaining. We will use Kaboom Bomber to kill this big purple enemy, and the freeze should be able to take him out. And I can say this right now, guys, if you have not done a run with Frost Skull, I would highly recommend it. He is very, very good, but you do want to really pair him up with Bomber or someone because of the swap potential that he has. And if you do that, you want to get like Inner Flame, which is the the best part of it because you get the extra bonus magic damage from swaps. And we should really go and lock in Mutant in the shop. We do get extra cooldown on our swaps. We'll be able to do it even more. But we've got the final few enemies remaining in here. And it looks like we are getting a legendary. Davy Jones can get destroyed. And we are onto the adventurers. It doesn't really matter who you give us because they're going to be dying anyway. I mean, the Fire Witch isn't actually a bad one. We will use Susano here to start the fight off. Let's wait for her to teleport near us. We'll hit her with all the skills. And let's swap back out. Go Kabomber. We can nearly freeze her to death. She's taken a lot of damage. And there we go. The witch is already dead. We'll take the health and we will go and destroy the alchemist. We can come down here to Arachne. Let's get that HP totem maxed out. And now let's put the rest of the bone fragments into the skill cooldowns. It's at this point where the run is kind of complete. We're doing so much damage and the skill cooldowns on top of that is just going to make this even better. Unless we get really silly and die and take some stupid amounts of damage, this run is over. And let's see what we get in the ominous chest. Nothing too good. We will just destroy the Omen of Despair. Really just trying to find the invisible knife for the crit build that we can get going, but it doesn't look like it wants to show up. We'll pop Susano here to kill the big guy. It might have been a little bit of a waste, but it doesn't really matter in the end. We'll use the freeze to kill everybody here, and the NPC we don't need, so let's see. We get Samurai, can just get destroyed, and we can't really do too much in the shop except we can lock in Mutant. Let's get that up to level 2, so we're now getting even more swap cooldowns. We will move on, take the next bone room here, and if we can get that skill cooldown totem maxed out, that will make this run just the best swap you could have done. The only thing I would like to get other than this is the Idol of the Forgotten Omen, but other than that, we're done here. So let's just focus on getting to Joan as quick as possible. Who we getting? Ninja can just get left behind, and let's pop Susano here just to help out with the big guys. Infinite Bone still doing so much for us. Let's go Kaboom Bomber, and that's literally killed all the ads. Now yeah, so the best bit about Frost is his swap. It is his main utility is that he is invulnerable, and you can really sort of test that in fights, even against heroes and stuff. You are taking literally no damage, and pair that up with Kaboom Bomber and you get a little bit of Mutant, you get the Inner Flame and stuff, and get your Wisdom maxed out. Nobody's hurting you. And we've got a few enemies left over here. We can just go ahead and kill them both. Let's see who we get. Minotaur can get destroyed. Let's move on. And we do get a treasure room here. What are we going to get? Spectre, not worth it, so we will just move on. And let's see who we are going to get. DP, thank you for your sacrifice, and we are on the Joan fight. Okay, so we all know Joan has her 2 phases. We are going to be fighting the first phase of the totems, and that's already 1 destroyed. Luckily, Frost Skull paired with Bomber is just going to be able to take these out quickly, and second one's done. We're already on the second phase. We are really speed running it through. This is probably my quickest time to actually beat the Dark Mirror. So let's come up top. Let's freeze Joan, get loads of infinite cooldowns, and let's just keep swapping out. We're waiting for that Mutant to go. Now let's use Kabomber. Let's get the freeze off, and Joan is dead. We are doing insane amounts of damage, and let's open the chest. Are we going to get anything good? And what we'll be doing, we are going to be getting rid of the basic staff. Let's pick up the Archbishop's scriptures, and let's move on to Act 5. Now, for the curses, we are just going to be upgrading Soul Strike to max, and let's move on. We can upgrade the skill cooldown totem as much as possible here. 1 bone fragment off maxing it out, which is quite annoying, but nothing we can do, and let's make our way through to the hero. Okay, so here we are in the shop, and of course, Prisoner is here to say hello, because he does not want to show up by himself. But we can't actually do anything here, so we will just move on. And it is about that time where I do say, guys, if you have enjoyed and you do want to help support the channel, make sure you do drop a like, subscribe if you are new here. There will be a playlist linked in the description with all my other Skul videos on it if you do want to check that out. And there will also be a link down in the description to the Discord, so if you want to chat to me and any other members of the channel, there'll be a link down in the description. Now, all we've got left to do here is kill the hero. Okay, here we are. We know he's got his first 2 phases, so on this first one, we shouldn't be too bad. We're going to be activating Susano here. We just want to be taking our time with it. When we get the freezes off, doing the invisible cuts, hitting him with Kabomber a lot of the time. Let's get the freezes off so we can do the big damage. Let's get the swap out with Mutant, and he's taking a lot of damage, sitting that little wisdom ult for me. And whilst he's doing this big spinny attack, let's wait for him, come in, get the infinite bone hacks off, and he is nearly dead. There we go. He's out of his first phase. We should be fine to kill him in the second. The freeze is obviously obviously just so nice having that time to just sit down. But whilst he's in this second phase, let's get to killing him. Okay, we're going to start off. Let's get straight to him, hit him with the freeze, swap out into Bomber, and we're going to activate Susanoo to get the big damage off. Whilst he's frozen, we want to hit him with the glacial cuts to get the extra damage. Let's get him stuck in this little line here, and whilst he's frozen, let's get him down, swap out into Bomber, and we can do some big damage now. Let's wait for him to do his 3 attacks, hit him with a swap into Bomber. We're getting a ton of damage off. We've still got the revive, which is nice. Let's swap into Bomber, get the big damage and the little HP barrier. We're just wanting to stop him from doing tons of damage, but luckily he's not going to be able to kill us here. Let's activate Susanoo for the final bit. We just don't want him to get the extra health off of us. Let's get the freeze off, and there we go. That is the hero dead. Looking a little bit worse for wear on the HP, but we were fine in the end, and that was the Frostskull run. Okay, so that was our Frostskull and Bomber run in the Dark Mirror. So if you guys did enjoy, you do want to help support the channel, make sure you drop a like, subscribe if you are new here. This has been Mystic, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.